Good morning, television family. We're back. Happy Tuesday. The very last day of September is upon us, the 30th day of September, 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. First of all, it's cool. It's only 50 degrees. Relative humidity pretty high, 87%. A little bit of light rain on the fires and in the valley, not much. In Wenatchee at Pangbourne, we only got 1/100th of an inch of rain, but the air is considerably better, as you can see behind me, than it was 24 hours ago. We are at 82 here in the Wenatchee Valley. Most of the dirty air has gone to the north of us. OMAC has the dirtiest air in the state right now. They're at 114. The system that's coming through, and there's a series of them throughout the course of the week until we get to the end of the weekend, it's coming actually from the south, and so it's taken some of that smoke from the local fires, specifically the lower Sugarloaf fire. It's actually made it go farther up north, which is why it's pretty dirty up north. It's also near 100 in Okanagan and Orville as well. We'll talk about the weather. Things are looking pretty good. It's going to be fairly cool and pretty wet, and we'll take that. Fairly wet, no big deluge, but we're still in, we still got some light rain. Didn't get as much rain as we would have liked yesterday, but we still got some coming. News, lots. Sports, yep, we got sports. Of course, now it's the my favorite time of the year, baseball playoffs. There's something about the baseball playoffs that get to me. I just love them. Watch them every year, regardless of who's in it and who's not. They begin today. We'll talk about that in sports. Speaking of sports, it's Tuesday, and during the hockey season, on most Tuesdays, not all of them, but most Tuesdays, Austin Andrade pays a visit live right here in our studio for a little wild hockey talk. They have 3 home games this weekend. They got Victoria, Tri-City, and Penticton coming to town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, respectively. And we'll talk to Austin in the back half of the program. Let's take our tour around the valley and see what we have. Again, look, we can see. Isn't that nice? That's our lower heights camera. Our main heights camera that we normally use is on the fritz. They're working on getting it fixed, but we still have that one. Not too bad. Again, we are at 82 in the Wenatchee Valley right now. Cashmere's at 97. Tonasket is at 97. Orville's at 97. OMAC has the dirty air at 114. And it's only 50 degrees, so it's pretty cool out there. If you haven't been outside yet, the first thing you'll notice, hey, the air isn't too bad. Of course, it's moderate. If it bumps up from 82 to past 100, then it's unhealthy for sensitive groups. But it looks like we're not going to have nearly as dirty an air today, air quality, as we had on Sunday and yesterday. Camera 2. Ooh, that's a cool shot. That's our Black Mountain camera, high above Shaston. I'm pretty sure that's looking at the Labor Mountain fire. I don't know. It could actually be the lower Sugarloaf, but I think that's the fire along Blue Pass, still closed, by the way, but at least we can see some of the burn scar there, which we weren't able to do for about a week. And you can see the clouds. I hope those clouds start raining and doing it soon. Camera number 3. That I don't know. That's obviously smoke. I don't know which camera that is, but that's probably from the lower Sugarloaf fire. I just don't know. No, you know what? That could be Valley High. That could be Valley High, too. That could also be the Labor Mountain fire. That's a guess. I'm sorry, but I think that might be the Valley High camera along Blue Pass. And camera number 4. Ooh, Slide Ridge. It's up to Chelan we go. Look at the air in Chelan. It looks pretty good. Let me see. Chelan is at 63 on the AQI scale. Doesn't look too bad up there. Good morning to Wapato Point. There's Roses Lake, Wapato Lake, Manson Lake, Olive Manson. And way off into the distance is the Chelan Butte, where we have a couple of cameras up there, and Chelan proper, tucked around the corner at the bottom of Lake Chelan. That's a cool view there from Slide Ridge. That's a high camera, too. That's about 6,500 feet above sea level. 3 slides to show for you this week. There's the synopsis for today through Thursday for most of the Pacific Northwest. Going to see some clouds. As we go further and further into the day today, the clouds will be increasing. It'll be pretty cloudy by the time we get to the afternoon hours. Cloudy tonight. Sun breaks Wednesday. Chance of rain again Wednesday night and Thursday. By the time we get to the weekend, things will be nice. And look at the snow level, getting pretty low. Well, it's almost October. That makes sense. Every Tuesday, we visit with our friends from the Climate Prediction Center. And here you go. This is for Sunday through next Thursday, and it looks like we're leaning with temperatures below normal. I can live with that. It's going to probably feel a little bit like October as we go into October. Again, this is Sunday through Thursday of next week. That's the temperature outlook. For the precipitation outlook, it's something like this. Probably dry. Probably. Their batting average is pretty good on this, so I'm going to say if they think it's going to be a little bit drier than normal and a little bit cooler than normal to begin October, I'm not an expert, and they are. Speaking of experts from the National Weather Service, here we go. The longer into the day we go, the better chance we have of rain, a 60% chance of rain today. We'd like that. Increasing clouds will top off at about 70, which is about normal for this time of the year. So the best chance of rain late afternoon, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, right around sunset or so. And it will taper off about midnight, they tell us. And then it'll be done by about sunrise on Wednesday. So 50%, 60% chance of rain today. It should be tapering off by about midnight tonight. Wednesday, only about a 30% chance of rain, but we'll see more sunshine and a high of 67. That's below normal. Even cooler still on Thursday with a lingering chance of rain. That'll be the end of the trough of weather that's coming our way. Then we have some sunshine and slightly below normal temperatures on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Best chance of rain, again, measurable rain, and we need it, 5 o'clock tonight to about midnight tonight. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have news for you on this Tuesday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. TourMosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
A chilly 50 degrees, pretty high humidity. Fires right now kind of tampered down a little bit. They'll pick up in activity later on today as we warm up, but we have a good chance of measurable rain, a 60% chance of rain between about 5 o'clock tonight to about midnight tonight. Bring it on. Chance of rain goes down to about 30% by the middle of the week, but good news for local firefighters. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Deputies with the Chelan County Sheriff's Office arrested a man in Wenatchee on Sunday evening after he allegedly stabbed his roommate. The incident report says it was just after 5 o'clock Sunday night when deputies responded to reports of a stabbing on Boudry Street. The victim quickly located, transported to Confluence Health Hospital Central Campus. That's where he was treated for a stomach wound, reportedly inflicted with a 4-inch bladed pocket knife. The suspect was identified as 28-year-old Miguel A. Hernandez. Witnesses told officers Hernandez stabbed the man for telling him to calm down during a confrontation with a different man at the residence. Officers surrounded the home on Cherry Street that Hernandez had fled to and placed him under arrest once he exited the residence. He was booked into the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. Deputies say they're seeking a charge of first-degree assault. A Wenatchee woman shot to death by her neighbor under mysterious circumstances over the summer appears to have been the victim of mistaken identity. Mickey Pearl Crater was 91 when she was fatally shot last June in the bedroom of her vacation home in Sun City, Arizona by 71-year-old Gary Mertz, who was a next-door neighbor. Mertz also shot Mickey's son Dwayne Crater 5 times in the arm, chest, and neck. Dwayne survived that assault. Mertz then left the house and fatally shot himself as police arrived. Records obtained by NCWLIFE from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office says Mertz had been keeping an eye on the Crater family home while it was unoccupied, although he had never met them. When Mertz saw lights in the house that night, he investigated and shot both occupants with a handgun, mistaking them for intruders. According to the police, he then told his wife he did not want to go to jail and took his own life as she watched. It was the second homicide at that house in 7 months. Last November, Mickey Crater's son, George Crater, was arrested for the alleged assault and murder of a tenant in the home, Thomas Galatolo. George Crater had flown from Wenatchee to Arizona to confront Galatolo about overdue rent. He's now in jail in Phoenix, awaiting trial on charges of murder and kidnapping. Our fishermen recreating in Moses Lake on Friday discovered the body of a deceased local woman. The Grand County Sheriff's Office's deputies were called to the community boat launch near the Moses Lake sand dunes at about noontime, where the body of 82-year-old Lahitha Sanathanan was recovered floating in the lake. After an investigation, detectives said it was likely she fell from her pontoon boat, which was later found along the lake shoreline. There appears to be no signs of foul play in her death. At its regular meeting held in Wenatchee over the weekend, the Washington Fish and Wildlife Commission approved the first phase of a project to expand the Big Bend wildlife area in Douglas County. The State Commission voted to acquire 2,135 acres west of the existing wildlife area and add it to the total. The Fish and Wildlife Department says the step will help protect high-quality sagebrush, ponderosa pine stands, wetlands, and Columbia River shoreline. Columbian sharp-tailed grouse and greater sage grouse call that area home, and the state has made a goal of preserving and protecting both species. Outdoor recreation opportunities will include hunting, biking, fishing, hiking, and horseback riding. The state says it's in negotiations to add 2 other parcels to the Big Bend area in the near future. 34-year-old Colin Oliveira will begin his new role as the executive director of Lighthouse Christian Ministries. He starts tomorrow, replacing, of course, Sean Arrington, who announced his resignation last week. The Lighthouse has served as an outreach agency for Wenatchee's homeless population, but suffered a setback when the city of Wenatchee revoked permitting for its main Columbia Street facility back in August. Our own Casey Safford spoke with Oliveira about his training for the position and how the organization has been operating since the shutdown.
Yeah, so I was born in Moses Lake, but I grew up in East Wenatchee and Wenatchee my whole life. Been here, causing trouble when I was younger and doing all of the things that we do as teenagers, right? Getting in trouble a little bit. And, thankfully I ended up being introduced to the Lord, and I met my wife here. My kids live here with me. I got to go and experience some things out of state, and I got to go to Omaha and help with some church-related activities down there, planting a church and recovery ministry and stuff before coming back. So
great.
Yeah.
All right, and then tell us about how you got started being involved with the Lighthouse here.
Yeah, so my involvement here started about 3.5 years ago. I was baptized by Sean Arrington at Sage Hills Church, and my life just took a drastic turn, and I just wanted to really dedicate everything that I was to the Lord, which got me into working for the truck ministry here at Lighthouse back about 3.5 years ago. So I started doing the truck ministry. I ended up getting into social service work, kind of doing recovery navigator tasks with the cafe. And through that, I was down here constantly at Lighthouse, getting people, taking them to treatment, taking them to detox, helping them find recovery, introducing them to Christ. And from there, really, like I said, things just kind of snowballed. I went to Omaha and did a lot of things down there, and came back. Sean said, "Hey, I have a job waiting for you when you come back, please," And so I got to come back and step into the director position here in our building the last few months that we were open. So.
All right, yeah. So now Sean is going to be resigning at the end of this month. Tell us a bit. You mentioned there was some training involved. What was that process like, and what did it entail?
Yeah, so really the training has been continuous just for the last 3.5 years, really. Sean has been an amazing mentor. Anybody that knows scripture, I can say he was really the Paul to my Timothy, kind of a father figure in the faith, really. So much of this training really comes from having a good understanding and a good foundation in the Lord, right? Because as a Christian nonprofit, that is where our focus is at, is how do we bring people to Christ? Other than that, I mean, the basic, the behind the scenes stuff is something I've actually been going to school for a little while. I'm working towards my bachelor's in business leadership. And I was doing that because 3.5 years ago when I met Sean Arrington, he said, "Hey, I'm always looking for people to replace me in everything that I do." And so I knew coming back to Wenatchee, this was something that, like I said, has been in the works for a while, something that's been planned, slowly but surely over these last 3.5 years. So.
Your location down here with Downtown Connections was recently shut down with the city's revocation of that permit. Yeah. So tell us a bit about how that has affected your organization in general, and maybe where you're redirecting volunteer efforts in the wake of that.
Yeah, so the folks that I've been meeting that are still interested in doing volunteer work, I've been sending them to Serve Wenatchee, the Wenatchee Rescue Mission, up to Community for the Advancement of Family Education across from DSHS there. Our building may be shut down, but we're still thriving as a ministry. We're still focusing on our discipleship homes. We're instituting new curriculum. We have a lot of things going there. And so we're still very relevant, very vibrant, very much pursuing the goal that we have as a ministry. So.
All right. Well, then to just finish off here, tell us what you're looking forward to the most about stepping in for Sean.
Yeah, I think what I'm looking forward to the most is just at this season in our ministry is being able to just really elevate, our discipleship homes, and really being able to take the time and spend the time and the energy to really speak life into these men and women, to be able to give them the skills to go back into our community and be productive members, as well as just having the skills and the ability to stay in recovery and to keep from going back into relapse. So.
And finally, on this Tuesday, school districts in our area are collaborating to recruit additional bus drivers. This Saturday, the Wenatchee School District will host a regional bus driver job fair. They have open positions for drivers and substitute drivers in the Wenatchee, Cashmere, Cascade, and Antioch school districts. The fair starts at 9 a.m. It'll be held at the district's Transportation Department building right next to Wenatchee High School. The district says those in attendance will have the opportunity to apply on-site, connect with current drivers and transportation staff, and even test drive a school bus. The position also offers full or part-time positions with a flexible schedule. Hail to the bus driver, man. Do, 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 do. That's the news. At 19 minutes after the hour, if you want to be informed of what's going on around here, the original name of the program is What's Going On Around Here, and then with that now we'll just call it the news. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, and 10 on television. That doesn't fit into your schedule, and we know it doesn't for a lot of people. Our news will be posted and ready for you to watch on your own time on our YouTube page and on our homepage at NCWLIFE.com, and we're on Apple TV Plus now and all that other cool stuff. If you have a news tip, please get a hold of us. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
Here we go, folks. It was a marathon, 162 games. Starting today, the marathon becomes a sprint. The baseball playoffs are underway today, of course, for the Mariners, the Blue Jays, the Brewers, and the Phillies. They don't have to worry about the first round. They all punch their tickets to the second round. It gets going this morning with the American League wild card. Tigers will be at the Guardians. That'll be on ESPN. The next game in Chicago, Wrigley Field. And the Padres and the Cubs. That'll be at 12:08 on ABC. Then at 3:08, first pitch for the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium to take on my Yankees. And the nightcap tonight will be the Reds at the Dodgers at 6:08 on ESPN. Bring it on. Well, after more than 30 years as the primary television home for the Seattle Mariners, Root Sports had their final broadcast on Sunday. Major League Baseball is going to be taking over the distribution of Mariners TV broadcasts next season for local cable and streaming providers. The Mariners have been the sole owners of Root Sports since 2013. In case you missed the end of the final broadcast on Sunday, here's how it came to an end.
It is truly a season for the ages, and in my book, it is enough for the MVP. Here's something else that I can say without a doubt. This week has been a very difficult week for the Root Sports family, but you wouldn't have known it because of the professionalism of my colleagues who celebrated alongside you while our hearts were breaking. You guys are the best. To you at home, thank you so much. Brad and Angie, I'm not even worried about ugly crying on TV because there's nobody back at the studio to cut a blooper reel. So I feel pretty safe in this. I love you, Brad and Angie. I have loved every minute. This is my final broadcast with this crew. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jen, it's an honor to work beside you. It really is. So this is, as Jen said, a really difficult week. But at the same time,
not getting high for good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She's just incredible. Like, nobody works harder than Jen. An incredible professional. I would also like to say, John Bradford, thank you so much for everything you've done for not only my career, but just so many other people's career, no doubt about it. Yeah, making me uncomfortable.
And stop playing golf at 6:30 in the morning. We play more golf together. We're not going to get up at 6:30 and play.
So
stop
if you want to play, 11.
Stop
okay?
it.
A reasonable hour,
11-ish.
Sean. Okay?
Yeah.
But just making people feel uncomfortable, pushing them to their edges, making them better. That's what he always did. You know, Bill Kruger, he has just been so incredible throughout the years. Dave Valley. Nick, who has been my photographer, you know, behind the camera for so many years at the Ford Sports desk. Spent more time with him than my family and you, Brad.
Yeah.
I mean, Brad, I met Brad before I met my husband, before I had the kids.
Yeah.
And so this is an honor having this last show with you, my friend.
Appreciate you, of course. I echo all that she said. And, we have a statement. I'm going to try to read. You might have to.
Okay. I'll start. How's that?
Please.
Okay. Today, folks, it ends an era for Root Sports televising Mariners baseball. We know that change started this season behind the scenes and takes over next year. We want to thank everyone who worked on these broadcasts through the years and those at our office who contributed behind the scenes to support them and make them a success.
Yeah, the broadcast is going to be in good hands next year, carrying on the Root Sports legacy. We thank you, the fans, so much for watching over the years. Here's a look back at a memorable season that we hope ends with a World Series.
And by the way, the only some of the folks were employees of the Mariners. Other folks work for Root Sports proper, so there will be layoffs. The only one who's announced that she won't be coming back is Jen Mueller. There's your prep volleyball schedule. Just a couple of matches early, and then starting at 6:30, it's volleyball all over the place. It is Eastmont and Wenatchee week, by the way. The Wildcats and the Panthers will do battle in volleyball, in soccer, and in football. So it's a big weekend for high school sports here in the Wenatchee Valley. Take a look at all the volleyball matches tonight. All of them start at 6:30 with a couple of exceptions. Prep soccer, again, lots going on tonight. Looks like the smoke is going to be cooperative. If things stay the way they are, it looks like we won't see the AQI get to 150 or more, which is unhealthy. And if it gets to 150 or more, they don't play. Hopefully, this pattern will hold. We're keeping our fingers crossed. We're really keeping our fingers crossed so we can do soccer tonight. We are supposed to have been doing all kinds of sports in September, and Mother Nature has had other plans. But tonight, it's Eric Granstrom and Matt Wisen with the call for Wenatchee and Eastmont at Wildcat Stadium. Pre-game at 6:50. They'll start at 7 o'clock tonight. Looking forward to that. Again, it's all about the smoke, but it looks like we're going to be okay. Keep your fingers crossed, and it looks like we're going to be okay for football on Friday. For the Wenatchee Panthers, it's their 5th consecutive road game. They've had 2 home games smoked out. Eastmont hasn't had a lot of home games either. They've only had 1. Something's got to give. Bridge a sportsmanship game Friday, and we will have it for you. Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff at 7 with Eric and Paul Collard on the call, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. There are 6 obscure holidays you can celebrate today. It's National Mud Pack Day. I did that once. It's good for your skin. It's National Love People Day. It's International Podcast Day. Apparently, I host a podcast and don't even know it. It's National Extra Virgin Olive Oil Day. It's International Translation Day. Let me translate that for you. I can't. We're not doing any of those today because William Wrigley was born on this date in 1861. We celebrate National Chewing Gum Day today because, well, he made a bunch of money. He got into the right business, William Wrigley, at the right time, didn't he? Because he made $1 bazillion. He was born on September 30th, 1861. So because of that, it's National Chewing Gum Day. Chewing gum burns approximately 11 calories per hour. But I don't know anybody who chews 1 stick of gum for an hour. That's like a lot of chewing. Swallowing chewing gum will not clog up your person's intestines. That's an urban legend. It's a myth, but the base of chewing gum can't be digested, so if you swallow it, it takes a few days to get through your system. Gum sales really took off during Prohibition. People needed something to mask the alcohol on their breath, so chewing gum became very popular. Why is bubble gum pink? Well, when they manufactured bubble gum for the first time, pink was the only color available to the people who made bubble gum, and it kind of just stayed there. Chewing gum while cutting onions can keep you from crying, not necessarily always, but it can. Studies have shown that if you chew gum, it helps you concentrate. We all know chewing gum while flying can help prevent your ears from popping because of the air pressure changes. Chewing gum can be removed from your hair by using peanut butter. It works. And by the way, after a big heavy meal and you feel heartburn coming on, chew some gum. It will reduce the amount of heartburn after a meal. So I'm told. I used to chew a lot of gum. Haven't really done that much at all. Hey dears, happy National Chewing Gum Day today. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, he did it. Last day of the 1927 baseball regular season, Babe Ruth becomes the first baseball player to hit 60 home runs in a season, breaking his own record of 59. That record, 60 home runs in a season, would stand for 34 years until Roger Maris hit 61 in 61. That record stood for 37 years until Mark McGwire hit 70 in 1998. That record only stood for 3 years until Barry Bonds hit 73 in 2001. But of course, without getting into the sore details, we all know that Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire had a little pharmaceutical help. Way to go, Babe. And the Babe did it on beer and hot dogs. Didn't need steroids. Happy birthday to the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam is dedicated September 30th, 1935. Lake Mead, which is pretty low right there, Lake Mead behind Hoover Dam is the largest reservoir in the United States. It's bigger even than Lake Roosevelt. Hoover Dam contains enough concrete to stretch across America. Ironically enough, Herbert Hoover was very much alive. This was 1935. He was only 3 years removed from his presidency. It's named after him. But during the dedication ceremonies, he wasn't even invited. And Roosevelt, who spoke at the dedication ceremonies, never even mentioned Herbert Hoover's name. And this little statistic about the Hoover Dam, how many workers died building the Hoover Dam? 112. That's a lot. Happy birthday to the Hoover Dam. Baseball history. 78 years ago today, one of the most important World Series of all time. I believe we have footage as I narrate the World Series. Game 1 of the 1947 World Series is played at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. The 1947 World Series was the first for a lot of things. It was the first World Series ever to be televised. It was the first World Series to have an African-American player, of course, Jackie Robinson. It was the first World Series to exceed $2 million in gate receipts. There's the Babe. It was the first World Series to see a pinch hit home run. Yogi Berra did that. It was the first World Series to have 6 umpires on the field instead of 4. And believe it or not, this was the first and to date only World Series in which the Yankees, who have won 27 World Series, this is the only World Series in which the Yankees won Game 7 in their home stadium. The 1947 World Series, a new era, began on this date on September 30th. Happy birthday to that. The 747. The 747 rolled out and shown to the public for the first time at their facilities in Everett. Not surprisingly, it was called the City of Everett. And by the way, Boeing didn't sell that airplane. They kept it. It was the very first airplane. They kept it. They used it for test flights and improvements and everything like that. So they never actually sold the very first 747. By the way, that very plane is at the Museum of Flight in Seattle. When it was all said and done, Boeing would manufacture and deliver 1,570 747s before they delivered their last 747 a couple of years ago. And for about the last 10 years, when they manufactured the 747, almost all of them, I think like 85% of them, were not passenger planes. They were actually used for cargo. You can get a lot in a 747. Remember yesterday when we showed you the final game ever played at the Polo Grounds after the Giants lost to the Pirates and the fans stormed the field and took everything they could get a hold of? Well, the same thing happened again on this date in 1971 at RFK Stadium in our nation's capital. It had already been announced that the Washington Senators would move to Arlington, Texas to become the Texas Rangers after the conclusion of the season. Unlike the Polo Grounds, where at least they got the game over before the fans tore the joint apart, that didn't happen on this date in 1971. The Senators were leading the Yankees 7-5, 2 outs in the top of the ninth inning, and fans began to storm the field, and they grabbed whatever they could. It was chaos. The cops couldn't do anything to keep the mob from storming the field. The game ended in a Senators forfeit. They couldn't wait one more out. They went out and stormed the field before the game was over and took whatever they could. Let's do one birthday. The third best-selling solo singer of the 20th century. Elvis is first, Frank Sinatra second, and Johnny Mathis, who is 90 years old today, is third. He has had 73 albums make the Billboard album chart. He was a top-flight all-around athlete. He was considered one of the best all-around athletes in San Francisco. Then he became a singer. He's still a great athlete, even though he's 90. He's had 9 holes in one. That's not bad. In his 1958 album, Johnny's Greatest Hits, everybody had in their living room because it spent 490 consecutive weeks on the Billboard Top 200 Albums chart. Happy 90th birthday, Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. A friendly reminder, how's your HVAC filters holding up? It's been pretty bad out there. You might take a look at it and you might call Alpine Air and say, hey, do you mind cleaning these babies for us? They do it all. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. Mike McKnighty's got an opinion coming up, and then it's Tuesday, Hockey Talk with Austin Drade at the Wenatchee Wild. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Listen, home upgrades can be expensive, but I've always had that DIY vision. Like controlling my thermostat remotely, or getting instant heat, and upgrading my insulation.
Some upgrades don't need a fresh perspective. With Chelam PUD rebates, it's easy to make energy-efficient upgrades that make your home more comfortable.
Foothills Magazine invites you to Eastern Washington's premier food and wine event, the Wenatchee Wine and Food Festival, Saturday, November 8th. Celebrate the region's best wines, savor delicious bites from top local chefs, and enjoy craft beer, cider, live entertainment, and more. All guests receive a keepsake wine glass, and our exclusive VIP experience offers even more to sip and savor. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at WenatcheeWineandFood.com.
School's back, but this is the kind of math we like. Over 100 slices of pepperoni, one giant Abby's pizza feeds up to 6 hungry people. That's A+ value, toppings to the edge. That's been the Abby's way since forever. Now go do your homework. When someone says, bring home the bacon, we know what they mean. They want Abby's legendary Bacon Cheddar Pizza, loaded with country bacon and packed with Canadian bacon. On sale now at abbys.com. This month, bring home the bacon at family-owned Abby's.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
This is Mike Mad Dog McKnighty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now consider this. If you're a white person like me and not a member of the Mayflower Society, you have to realize that virtually every black person and every Native American in this country has a longer history of being an American than you and I have. Actually, this longevity applies to many of our Hispanic citizens as well. However, the current administration, in their dismantling of the ideals of equity, diversity, and inclusion, is actively working to deny non-white citizens the recognition and acceptance they deserve. Now, if my research is correct, all this being done by someone whose paternal ancestor, Friedrich Trump, didn't immigrate to the United States until 1885. Friedrich's wife, Elizabeth Christ, didn't get here until 1902. Huh. I wonder if they got here legally. This is Mike Mad Dog McKnighty, and that's my opinion.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
Well, welcome back to the program. Gee, if it's Tuesday, it must be Austin. Austin Drade, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. We're sick and tired of the Everett Silvertips. Played them in Everett a week ago, lost in a shootout. Played them last Saturday night at the home opener at the Town Toyota Center. Big crowd, huge crowd, but Everett got the better part of us again. But it's a 68-game season, you know, 2 in the books, 66 to go. We got lots of time.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Just like the baseball season. Then the playoffs begin, then it becomes a sprint. As we always do, we have highlights. Austin, I'm going to ask you, as usual, to please use the monitor here in our studio. You folks at home, as we show you highlights of the Everett-Wenatchee match, I cannot stress this enough. Please, ladies and gentlemen, use your televisions. It's common sense. It's all yours, Austin. Take us through Saturday night.
Well, we start early as the Everett Silvertips bring it into the Wild zone. They're going to bring it in a couple of times. Wild will be able to clear it out once, but only out to the blue line. Breck Liskey has it at the point. Moves it down the wall. This one's going to come in behind the net. It's just spending too much time in front of the net. Darn it.
As you probably surmised by now, Wenatchee's in dark and Everett is in white.
This is true.
Thank you. I have a tremendous grasp of the obvious. Yeah, but the puck is, somebody's going to get it at that point.
Zach Shantz, his 4th goal in a row, not counting the shootout for Everett, and they lead this one 1-0. Late first period, this one's going to come back out to the point. Jackson Pisani with a long throw. Julius Miettinen, his stick in the perfect place. That one scoots past and makes it a 2-0 game. 15 shots to 3 for Everett at that point of the first period. They had 11 in a row. The Wild, over the course of the game, would even it up. But right now, a 2-0 contest. Wild looking for something to help them get back in this thing. That one just squeaks through. And this one is going to help the Wild get back in the game. Aiden Grosskloss, first goal in the WHL, first goal at home for the Wild, brings the crowd to its feet and puts Wenatchee up back within a goal. Check out this move across the blue line. Hugs and hand pounds, high fives, congratulations all around. Somebody grab that puck. It's his first one.
And he got to keep it, right?
And he got to keep it. Julius Miettinen on the first goal for Zach Shantz got to keep the puck. It was his 100th assist.
So is it the actual puck, or do they just grab one out of the bag and call it good?
That's the actual puck.
Good for him.
And this actual puck, unfortunately, also is going to go in the back of the net. This one will be a backdoor play as Julius Mietinen is waiting on the backside to tap that one home and make this one a 2-goal game once again. A good find on the backside, right at the edge of the crease. Too much net front presence for Everett over the first couple of periods. The first couple of goals scored right at the edge of the crease. We go to the final couple of minutes. The net is empty. Wild going to do their best to clear this one out of the zone. They'll get it back out to the blue line. But that is all that they will get. Terrence Smith finds a way through the traffic, and that one is in the net. Red lights on, and this one belongs to the Everett Silvertips by the final count of 4-1.
Again, we're just 2 games in. We're doing better than Tri-City, who hasn't gotten a point yet. We like that. We're playing Tri-City, by the way, on Saturday night. Positives you took out of the game. I'll start right now. I wasn't at the game. I had prior commitments on Saturday. I want to tell you right now, a couple of people who went to the game told me the ice, they said they've never seen the ice look that good, even though it's early in the season. Is there anything to that? I mean, every arena has kind of different personalities, but usually it's the boards. Some are pretty soft, some are kind of hard, some are kind of tricky, but the ice is usually uniform. But I had a couple of people who have mentioned to me that they don't recall the ice being just that good. Does that make any sense at all?
No, we had a great we've had a great crew putting the ice together. Zach Hendricks is our arena manager.
I heard he's a fanatic about that.
He's been there for about 10 months, and his specialty is the ice, where Chris's specialty was the AV and the presentation. Zach's specialty is definitely the ice and the core to what we're doing with the Wild, getting that team out there on the ice. So no, Zach and his crew have done an outstanding job, and they replaced the kick plates during the off season, so the bounce low off the boards near the ice is a lot more true. The puck moves a lot better along the wall near the ice. So it's they put a lot of work in, and clearly we're seeing the dividends from it.
And do the players have to play that, have to take that into consideration when they're along the boards and they're shooting it, like say around behind the goal, things like that?
Oh, absolutely. When the guys go on the road, they'll play pucks off the boards during warm-ups and during morning skate. They want to get a feel for what they're working with, what they're playing with. It's like playing at a ballpark. Every single ballpark is different. Every ground rule is different, and you got to play a ball a little bit differently off the wall at Yankee Stadium than you do at Fenway Park. And the same is true between the Toyota Center and the Town Toyota Center, between Tri-City and Wenatchee. We go up to Vancouver in a few weeks. We're gonna have to play the puck a little bit differently up there than we do off of our boards. Every place is different.
I know I've asked you this before. Some rinks have slightly different dimensions because they're the Olympic-sized rinks that are in some arenas, right? That are actually, I think, wider. Is that correct?
It's wider, and the WHL things are pretty standard. The WHL, the Canadian Hockey League, everything is pretty much NHL standard. Some of the older rinks, I know Swift Current is. I think Prince Albert might be the other one. The benches might be in a little bit different spot because these rinks come from the late '60s, the early '70s, when everything was in kind of whatever spot made sense at the time or was more convenient. So most everything is NHL standard. There might be some quirks, maybe the corners are a little tighter, but no, you're not going to see any 98-foot rinks in the WHL. Everything is pretty standard.
I'm glad I asked. I asked that. I'm glad I asked that. Quick little note. A friend of mine was the 1,003rd person in the door and didn't get a magnet schedule. Do you have a couple extras hanging around?
We might.
Okay, thanks, bud. If you want to bring me one next week, I'd appreciate it. Victoria at home on Friday, Tri-City Saturday, Penticton on Sunday. Big weekend. This will be a lot of fun. 3 games, 3 days. Let's go get them.
Yeah, this will be a little bit different look from the last couple of weeks where we had the 1 week, the 1 game in a week, we had the whole week to prepare for one opponent. Now we really dive into, hey, we got to do things right on our side. It's not just about the matchup, and really in terms of the preparation, the last couple of weeks it hasn't been. We're focused on what this group is doing, but certainly this week when you got 3 different teams to prepare for, you got to focus on what you're doing and do do your job properly. You talk about Victoria, and it's a team that we know can score. They put up 9 the other night, I think, on Vancouver. So the power play has been really good for Victoria early on. You talk about Tri-City. Xavier Went has been really holding down the fort for them in net. And you have to remember they haven't played a home game yet.
That's right.
So they'll get the home crowd behind them on Saturday. And you look at Penticton on Sunday. They get off to a good start. They've got some good scoring with Jacob Kwasnika. They've got Raels, who's an outstanding goaltender, a young goaltender coming up for them. So Penticton, you know Fred Harbinson is going to have his team ready to go. He always does. We've seen that from Penticton for years when we were in the BCHL. And the staff, for the most part, is the same up there. The leadership is the same. So you're going to expect to see the same thing from Penticton as best as they can with the guys that they have in place.
When the Wenatchee Wild joined the Western Hockey League, we inherited an already existing team and roster and equipment and all that stuff. The Penticton V's making the transition from the British Columbia Hockey League to the Western Hockey League. Are they essentially starting from scratch? Because we had a roster at least to build with. How does that work with a team moving leagues but not necessarily the same players? Is that about right?
Right. They came in as an expansion team, so we went from 22 teams to 23 teams. Penticton is the 23rd team. So we had an expansion draft back in May. They were able to pick one player from each team or each team's list of players that they had not signed yet, and they picked one player from each team, including Wenatchee, who is a goaltender on our list, playing in Cedar Rapids in the USHL at the time. And they made some trades, brought some players in. The hard thing about bringing in wholesale their roster from the BCHL is some of those guys were on Western Hockey League lists. Some of those guys are from the eastern part of the U.S. and can't play in the Western Hockey League because of the territorial agreements. So the Penticton V's essentially are a brand new team. There are probably some guys that they could have brought over, would have had to make some moves to do it, and they built essentially a brand new team, and they're not starting off too shabby.
Well, it's Penticton. They'll get good real quick. I mean, if we know that, and it's great to see them in the Western Hockey League. What does this mean for the British Columbia Hockey League? They lost the Wild 3 years ago. Now they've lost Penticton. What's the future of the BCHL like? I mean, you want to grow, you want to add teams, you want to expand. You don't want to lose them. Contraction's never good. What's going on there?
Well, they've still got a lot of good partners in the league, even though Penticton has gone to the Western Hockey League. We've gone to the Western Hockey League.
They're going to lose one more next year, too, right?
And the talk is that Chilliwack will be joining the Western Hockey League next year. But they've got a lot of great teams still in that league with Salmon Arm. You got West Kelowna. They've added on out in Alberta. They've added some outstanding teams out there. I think Brooks has been an excellent market for them, just to name one. And they've added a team in Cranbrook 5 years ago that we got to play against for a couple of years. That was a Western Hockey League market. Was the team in Wenatchee 6 years ago. So
isn't it strange how that happens? Yeah.
It's no, they've got a very healthy league right now. They've got maybe a few of their heavy hitters have gone to the Western Hockey League, but they've got a lot of solid teams still in that market.
We love the British Columbia Hockey League because they helped us when we really needed it. I mean, allowing the very first American team to join the British Columbia Hockey League took a lot of political maneuvering and back channel deals, but when we needed it, the British Columbia Hockey League came and gave us a hands up, and so we want them to do well.
Absolutely, and we were the first U.S. team in that league, I think, since Bellingham in the 1970s. So we're always grateful for the 8 years that we got in the BCHL. It was a good 8 years.
It was a good 8 years. It was a lot of fun. So best of luck to our friends at the British Columbia Hockey League. No such good luck to Victoria, Tri-City, or Penticton. We want to go 3-0. Friday, what's going to drive people, besides excellent hockey, what's going to drive people to the Town Toyota Center Friday night?
So Friday night is our More Cowbell night, thanks to our friends over at Ag Supply, our annual 1,000 Cowbell giveaway at the door, thanks to our friends over there at Ag Supply. But it's also a kids and free night. Goodfellow Brothers here in downtown Wenatchee has kicked out 100 free kids tickets for that game. So once again, you can bring your family over to the game. Hopefully, for the sake of everybody here in the Wenatchee Valley, the smoke has cleared out a little bit by Friday. But if it hasn't, step inside, come to a game, and hang out and have some fun on Friday night and see some good hockey between a couple teams that can score the puck.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is when they drop the puck on Friday night. Saturday, Tri-City.
Saturday, Tri-City, we go down there for a 6:05 start. They'll play their home opener down there, so we'll be in front of a crowd. I think that'll be revved up and raring to go. Sunday against Penticton, it's our mom and son game, so all the sons in the house still have to pay for their tickets, but mom gets in free. And also on Sunday, it's our Fred Meyer Sunday Fun Day promotion back this year. So $23, you get your ticket in the Wild Zone at the end where we shoot twice. You get your chicken strip basket. You get a soda for $23. So it's a great deal. $23 is less than you'd be paying for
That's true.
a seat in a lot of the other parts of the building. So you get your chicken strip basket. You get your meal basically. You get your dinner with your ticket to the game. It's an outstanding deal. You're saving about a half on it. So we want to see a lot of folks
on
out.
Sunday. It's the early start, right?
At 4 o'clock, yes.
4 o'clock. So 7 o'clock on Friday in Kennewick, on Saturday back here 4 o'clock Sunday against the Penticton V's. And if it's Penticton, my guess is they'll bring some folks. They usually do.
I would imagine. I would hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin Andrade, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. I will see you next Tuesday.
Sounds good.
And again, if you have one of those spare magnet schedule things, I'd appreciate that.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, thanks, Austin. We're going to take a break and come back with your forecast. You're watching Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Handoff to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two.
High School Sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Sponsored in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Valley Tractor. Watch high school sports all fall right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
It is, let me look here on the AQI scale, 87, hasn't really moved at all. That's for the Wenatchee Valley. Cashmere, congratulations, you're now the new leader. You're at 114. Now, luckily, it doesn't look too bad today. Of course, we were pretty unhealthy, even into the very, very unhealthy category for quite some time on Monday. Right now, with the much cooler temperatures and the much higher relative humidity, the fires aren't getting going in the hours like now than they were yesterday at this time. And because of the clear visibility, airdrops, they can see what they're doing. That's always a good thing. So right now, as things stand, we'll be able to do the Wenatchee Eastmont soccer game tonight at Wildcat Stadium. If anything changes, of course, we'll let you know. But right now, the pattern looks like we'll be okay. We'll be below that 150 mark by the time they get soccer going tonight. Keep your fingers crossed. From the National Weather Service, rain, bring it on, baby. Best chance of rain at about 5 o'clock to about midnight. We're talking measurable rain. About a 60% chance of measurable rain. I wish it was 100%, but we'll take 60%. We'll top off at about 69 or 70 today. And again, the rain, we could see a little bit of light rain before 5 and after midnight, but the best chance of actual measurable rain putting a damper on these fires is from 5 o'clock this afternoon until about midnight tonight. Still a chance of some light rain on Wednesday, but not much. And then cooler and sunny weather predicted Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So this is a big day for firefighters on the Lower Sugarloaf and the Labor Mountain fire. All the conditions are setting up to do some serious business. Go at it, guys and gals. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.